If you've been going to the gym for a while, you've probably seen the good side, the motivation, the progress, the community, the dark side that nobody really talks about. And if you're not careful, it can destroy your love for training because it almost destroyed mine. Before we get into it, if you're someone who wants to train smarter, avoid injuries, and finally build strength that lasts, click on the link in the description and book a free call with me today. Inside my coaching program, I'll personally build you a custom plan that helps you avoid mistakes I made over the 20 years in the gym. Now let's talk about the darker side of the gym. The first part of it, comparison. When you first start training, you're motivated, focused on your own progress, you're chasing the next rep, the next PR, the next improvement in the mirror. But after a while, that focus shifts. Looking around, you see someone benching more than you, someone lifting with better form, and suddenly your own progress doesn't feel good enough anymore. That's how the gym traps you. You start chasing validation instead of transformation, and that's when you stop enjoying it. You start comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10, and no matter how far you've come, it feels like it's never enough. But here's the truth. The gym is full of illusions. You never really know what's behind the scenes. The guy who looks shredded might be starving himself. The one who's huge might be on steroids. The influencer you're copying might be photoshopping every post. So when you compare yourself to others, you're comparing yourself to something that probably isn't even real. The only comparison that matters is the one who you were with yesterday, because this journey isn't about the best, it's about looking better. The second dark side of the gym is ego lifting, and I've seen this destroy more people than injuries ever could. At some point, you'll feel the temptation to lift heavier just to prove something to yourself, to others, and to your ego. And here's what happens when you start chasing weight instead of control. You stop building strength and start building weaknesses. You destroy your form and risk injury. And you start to feel your ego instead of muscles. When I first started, I was guilty of this too. I thought if I wasn't adding plates on every week, I wasn't progressing. But all that did was leave me injured, frustrated, and constantly starting over. It took years to realize that lifting smart is better than lifting heavier. Your goal isn't to impress anyone, it's to improve yourself. And if you can't control the weight, you don't own it. You're not strong, you're just being reckless. The gym rewards discipline and not ego. That's something most people never learn. Now, the third dark side, addiction. And no, I'm not talking about steroids or supplements. I'm talking about the addiction to progress itself, because once you start seeing results, it becomes addictive. You start chasing more. You want to be leaner, stronger, bigger, faster, and there's nothing wrong with that until it consumes you, until training stops becoming something you enjoy and starts becoming something you have to do, more like a chore. You miss social events, you skip rest days, you punish yourself if you miss a workout. That's when the gym becomes a cage, and I've seen that happen to many people, even myself. You become obsessed with perfection, but perfection doesn't exist. You always feel like you could be doing more, and that's a trap, because no matter how good you look, no matter how strong you get, it never feels enough. The goalposts keep moving. That's the darker side of chasing progress without purpose. If you don't know when to stop, you'll never feel satisfied. You have to learn to rest without guilt. You have to remember that training is also supposed to make your life better, not smaller. The next darker side, injuries. Something most lifters experience but very rarely talk about. Every injury teaches you a lesson, but it also takes something away from you: time, confidence, momentum, and sometimes passion. And when you're injured, something stops. You start doubting yourself, you start fearing the gym, and that's when most people quit. But here's the truth: injuries are just part of the journey, not the end. I've had shoulder tears, I've had back problems, wrist problems, all because I didn't listen to my body. I was chasing progress so hard that I ignored all the warning signs. And the price that I paid was time I'll never get back. So if you're watching this, learn from my mistakes. If something hurts, stop. If something feels wrong, rest. Because recovery isn't weakness, it's all about wisdom. You can either take 1 week off now or 6 months off later. So choose wisely. If you want to learn how to train safely, build strength without injuries, and actually enjoy workouts again, click on the link in the description and book a free call with me today. So inside my coaching program, I'll teach you how to train for longevity, not just for now. The next dark side, body dysphoria. This one's real, and almost every experienced lifter has been through it. You look in the mirror and still see the version of yourself that started. No matter how progress you make, it never feels enough. You start chasing the next an image that doesn't exist. On social media, to be honest, it makes it worse. You see influencers in perfect lighting, at perfect angles, looking flawless. But the reality is, it's not real life. Real life is actually messy. It's bloated days, it's weeks off, it's strength fluctuations. But because you don't see that side online, you start believing you're the only one struggling, and that's when the gym stops you and starts breaking you. I've been there. There was a point where no matter how lean I got, I wasn't happy because I wasn't training for myself anymore. I was training for approval, for validation. But here's the thing, external validation fades, internal confidence doesn't. The real goal isn't to look like someone else, it's to feel strong in your own skin. And that's what real fitness is about. Now let's talk about another dark side, impatience. Everyone wants fast results. They want physique, they want the strength, they want the numbers overnight. So they start cutting corners, they start using shortcuts, and they're basically burning out trying to get there faster. But what they don't realize is that shortcuts always have a price. Every quick fix you take now will cost you something later, your health, your hormones, or your motivation. The people who win in the game aren't the ones who sprint. They're the ones who stay. They're the ones who train for years when no one is watching. The gym rewards patience more than anything else. You can't cheat consistency, you can't fake discipline, and that's why it's called training and not transformation, because it takes time. Another dark side to the gym is toxic culture. There's an unspoken pressure in gym environments to look a certain way, to lift a certain amount, to fit an identity. You see people mocking beginners, you see trainers giving bad advice just for clout, you see influencers selling supplements they don't even use, and it can be discouraging, especially for newcomers. The gym should be a place of growth, not judgment, but too many people treat it like a competition, and that kills confidence before it even starts. And if you've ever walked into a gym and felt out of place, just remember everyone started from somewhere. Even the strongest person in there was once a beginner. So don't let somebody else's ego stop you from building your own progress. Focus on yourself. You don't owe anyone performance. You owe yourself consistency. But here's another one, burnout. This is one of the darkest parts of training that no one prepares you for. You can love training and still burn out. It can happen when you push too hard, too long, without balance. Your body gets tired, but your mind gets tired too. You start dreading the gym instead of looking forward to it, and that's when you know something is wrong. Training should challenge you and not drain you. So if you're constantly exhausted, demotivated, or irritable, it's time to rest, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Rest isn't weakness, it's part of the process, and it's what allows you to come back stronger. And when you find balance between training hard and resting properly, that's when you grow the most. The next dark side is neglecting life outside the gym. This one hits home for a lot of people. The gym becomes your identity, it becomes everything, and you start to lose balance. So, and relationships suffer, your work suffers, your happiness starts to depend on your workout, how your workout went on that particular day. And when that happens, you're not in control anymore, the gym that is. Fitness should enhance your life and not replace it. If you're missing out on living just to train, you're missing the point. Strength is meaningless if it isolates you. That's why longevity matters. It's not about being your best for a few years, it's about being strong and healthy for life. If you want help where you can build your best body without sacrificing everything, click on the link in the description and book a free call with me today. Inside my coaching program, I'll teach you how to make training fit your life, not take over it. Now, the last dark side of the gym, losing your why. And this is the saddest part, because it happens to almost everyone. You start training with passion, you love it, it makes you feel alive, but over time the joy fades. You start training out of obligation and not inspiration. You start chasing goals and you forget why you started in the first place. That's why the gym just becomes, in essence, another job. You show up, you go there, go through the motions, but the fire has gone. If that's you, take a step back, remind yourself why you started. Remember the feeling of that first good workout. Remember how it made you feel capable, stronger, and proud. And that's what you're chasing, not a number, not a look, but a feeling. Because at the end of the day, fitness isn't about how much you lift, it's about what it lifts out of you. The gym should be a place that builds you physically, mentally, and emotionally, not one that can break you. So if you're stuck, burnt out, or feel like you've lost your love for training, you're not alone. It happens to all of us. key is to recognize it before it consumes you. So take a step back, train smarter, rest more, focus on longevity and not intensity, because strength isn't built overnight. It's built over years through patience, wisdom, and balance. And that's the side of the gym most people never see. They only see the highlight reels, PRs, the transformation, but not the pain, the pressure, the burnout, or the recovery. That's the dark side. And understand it is what keeps your body from falling into it. So take care of your body, protect your mind, and train for the right reasons, because the gym can either build you or it can break you. The difference is that how you approach it. If you want to train smarter, avoid mistakes, and build real strength for life, click on the link in the description and book your call with me today. I'll help you build a plan that works long term without burnout, without the ego, and without losing your love for training. Because the real power of the gym isn't what it does to you, it's what it does to your mindset. When you train, you don't just become stronger, you become unbreakable.